Hill Country Bakery was started in 1997 in San Antonio, Texas. The company is built on the hard work and vision of David Nolan and Steve O'Donnell. They have developed a business that takes the company-client relationship and makes it a partnership. They combine foresight and product uniqueness with quality, food safety, and service to provide their client partners everything they need.
It's great fun being here at Hill Country Bakery. It's great fun to have the guys around us, the team, and the people around us, because it's just fun to come to work every day and sit and talk about the ideas and the flavor profiles we want to do and the bakery items we want to bake and create.
I think one of the unique things about Hill Country Bakery is how we treat our clients. We treat our clients like they're our partners, and they seem to really respond to that.
David Nolan has 26 years of experience in the food service industry. Before opening his first restaurant, David apprenticed with executive chef Don Thompson. Working with Chef Thompson gave David the knowledge base required to communicate effectively and to meet the needs of his client partners with a chef's perspective. David's rare and creative talent has had an impact on the food service industry. Whether it's working with restaurant chains to develop unique food concepts, the innovation of inclusions for the ice cream industry, the creation of baking mixes for food manufacturers, or acquiring several food service-related patents, David Nolan has spent the last 13 years fulfilling his vision to develop client partnerships by brainstorming with research and development teams around the country, working together to create and customize products to suit their specific needs, which positively affects the success of the Hill Country Bakery client partners. Steve O'Donnell grew up in the bakery business. He has a business degree and is a graduate from the American Institute of Baking. Steve started at Wonder Bread Bakery, where he advanced to assistant production manager of the plant with 2 high-speed bread lines and 250 employees. He was the general manager of operations for the H.E. Butt Grocery Company in San Antonio, Texas, overseeing 10 production lines, 350 employees, producing over 2 million pounds of product weekly with annual gross sales of over $90 million. His responsibilities grew to developing products and programs for the company's 300 in-store bakeries, a dairy plant, and an ice cream plant that accounted for $200 million in annual sales. In 1996, Steve left H-E-B to start his own consulting firm with clients from several large manufacturing companies. In 1997, the best of both backgrounds came together when Steve and David met at an industry trade show. They combined great management skills with creative homemade baking to form Hill Country Bakery.
Originally, David and I did everything, and we were fortunate in that we could bring in a lot of talented, creative people who could help us grow our company.
The team at Hill Country Bakery is in place to handle all aspects of the business. Larry Nolan, as our executive chef, works closely with executive chefs from restaurant chains throughout the country to develop new concepts. He has been in the food service industry for over 30 years, and his knowledge is valuable. He understands what is required to execute in the kitchen from plate to the table, and knows that what you put in the mixing bowl has a lot to do with how the final product tastes.
So in our product, our zucchini bread, we have fresh zucchini that's cut, specifically for us. The raspberries are from certain crops and bought in, certain size and quantities, so it's always the same. Bananas are fresh and aged properly, so it's always consistent and always tastes exactly the same. It's what they've experienced in the past.
It's great having Larry here. Him and I have been together in the restaurant business all of our lives. That's what we grew up doing. So it's great having him part of the team. Great having him. He understands how I think and how I look at products, how I look at ingredients, what choices I make to do a great product.
Liz Banks is our senior buyer and production coordinator. She has 30 years of food manufacturing experience. As our senior buyer and production planner, she looks at historical movements and the projections for the upcoming years. The work she does enables us to meet the needs of our client partners because she's always thinking ahead. She negotiates commodity contracts so we can buy what we need at the best possible price.
Pumpkin is an example of a commodity item. They also had a poor crop year. Weather, Mother Nature always plays a part. And we were able to procure enough pumpkin to cover us also through all of 2005. We were one of the few vendors, I believe, that were able to fulfill all of our commitments to our customer with pumpkin. Our customers are our number one priority. We do what we can to fulfill all of their needs. Customer service is a high priority for us. and procuring all of the ingredients we need keeps them fully covered with their customers.
I like when I choose a product, I choose an ingredient like a wild Maine blueberry from a certain area or region of the country, and I develop a product with that. I like to stay with that ingredient through the entire run, or as long as we're going to produce that product for a customer, I want to stay with that blueberry. And so she is good about making sure that I will not run out of those blueberries. That the Hill Country Bakery will always have that ingredient, so we don't make any changes throughout the time of these runs. And she's great about following that.
Hector Ortega has been with Steve and David from the beginning. In 1997, when Hill Country Bakery was established, Hector was production supervisor and today is plant manager, responsible for quality systems in both plants. Hector's key focus is on the quality of our product during each production run. Hector's team will inspect the quality of raw ingredients before mixing and follow each step of the production process: mixing, baking, portioning, packaging, and shipping. Hector and his team will track each batch to make certain that Hill Country Bakery maintains the highest standard of quality.
Well, I'll make sure that we get the right ingredients, that the cakes are weighed properly, baked properly, the crumb is properly on the cake. If it's an ice cake, we'll make sure that the whole cake is covered with icing. Make sure that we've got whole slices, evenly cut, and make sure that blueberries, like fruit, is spread out pretty good. We don't send out bad cakes.
I think we're extremely fortunate to have Hector Ortega on our team. Being Hispanic and having a largely predominantly Hispanic workforce, he's great with our people, communicates very well with them. Hector is extremely focused on the quality of our products. He knows the quality of our products very well. Some of them he's helped David create, and so when he walks throughout the plant and is looking at the quality of our products, he knows firsthand what it should be because he helped create them.
At Hill Country Bakery, we strive for the highest standards in food safety. That's why we have a plant manager like Fred Bay. Fred has over 37 years of experience in the baking industry. He has a food science degree from Kansas State University. Working with his team of crew leaders and experienced production personnel, he ensures compliance to our food safety program for both plants. Each employee receives a thorough understanding of good manufacturing practices, along with 10 classroom hours of food safety training annually. Fred and his team are also responsible for adherence to our HACCP program. A large measure of compliance comes from not only training, but from purchasing food-safe equipment and proper plant design. As a result of this, Hill Country Bakery has enjoyed 3 consecutive years of superior ratings from the American Institute of Baking's Plant Audit Program.
We've been inspected by American Institute of Baking each year. For the past 3 years, we've received a superior rating, which is the highest rating that they give to any bakery. An excellent is a good rating, and a superior is even above that. So we go above and beyond what's very good.
In his role as plant manager, he primarily focuses on the food safety aspect of what we're doing to ensure that the products we make are clean and unadulterated.
There's another great reason to work with us at Hill Country Bakery: our ability to have a guy like Louis Flores heading up our engineering and maintenance team. His 22 years experience at H-E-B, 7 years at a large pharmaceutical company, and the fact he's been inventing and designing things since he was a teenager enables us to design equipment specifically for our clients' needs.
What I'll do is, like when David develops a cake, once he gets it developed, he comes to me and we'll sit down and talk about it and see what he wants to do. And I'll go back to the office or to the shop and I'll start drawing them, see what I can do, what kind of machine I can build.
Louis and his team not only design and fabricate new equipment for our client partners, they also maintain and repair our existing assembly lines.
We can have a piece of equipment that has a unique part maybe go down, and maybe it takes 2 or 3 days to get that part in. And we can't afford to be down 2 or 3 days. We have the equipment in the machine shop, and they'll take that part and they'll manufacture right then and there, and within maybe 2, maybe 3 hours on a stainless steel or brass fitting, he can have his back up and the plant running again and never miss a lick.
While our equipment can be tailored to any order, we are always creating new products, and we are always working with our client partners to develop new desserts.
It's very much so a custom operation. Matter of fact, when we develop a product, for example, if we're going to develop, say, pumpkin bread for somebody, and we have to buy enough pumpkin to cover them, but we have to buy it early on, because after all, their sale is our sale.
Gina Parsons Sanchez is our customer service supervisor. She is responsible for providing our customers with exceptional service. Gina's team also coordinates customers' featured menu items and LTO rollouts to all distributors. She checks the orders as they come in. The order is then confirmed to the customer. She tracks and keeps up with all of the orders to ensure that there are no misorders or misships.
We do whatever it takes to make the customer happy, even if it means overnighting something, just to make sure that they get it or their store gets it.
We've built a solid reputation on offering our customers 100% service level, and Gina's department really makes that happen because they're constantly monitoring our inventory levels of finished goods. They look at the orders that come in, and they ensure that we have what we need, so we get them to our customers.
Joel Lira is our logistics supervisor. In this role, his team oversees the receiving, storage, and shipping of all ingredients, packaging, and finished products. One of the more vital roles that Joel and his team perform is to ensure that the quality of all incoming ingredients and packaging meet Hill Country Bakery standards. This includes checking the products for key quality attributes. An example of this would be to check the temperature and product rotation of fresh whole eggs. His group also ships all of our finished goods to our customers. In this role, they are checking to make sure that we ship exactly what the customer ordered. As a result of this, we are able to maintain a very high and consistent service level to all of our client partners.
Myself and my department, we take a lot of pride in our work that we do. We want to make sure the customer is satisfied. We want to make sure all the orders get pulled correctly. And we want to make sure don't send any damaged products out, nothing like that. Everything stays in the freezer and everything's frozen as it's going out.
Joel is great to work with. One of the things I really love about Joel is that he's very accurate. He's a perfectionist at what he does, and accuracy is so critical in a supervisor who is responsible for receiving key ingredients and shipping out important orders.
At Hill Country Bakery, we value and take good care of our employees, which means putting them in a great team-working environment. We have a generous benefits package entirely supported by the company. This results in extremely low turnover, which means consistency to our client partners. We owe a large portion of our success to our financial fitness. Phil Buttram, who is our CFO, brings over 27 years of manufacturing experience to this position.
Should give you a great feeling to know that you have someone that can grow with you to meet your specific needs for whatever product that you have to be delivered anywhere in this country. Our company is debt-free, which is very unusual in today's business environment. It allows us the opportunity to focus on customer needs and not bank needs.
Well, I think what Phil brings is a lot of sort of financial background in manufacturing operations. And he also helps monitor the financial fitness of our company by looking at cash flows and ensuring that we have the monies available to help our partner clients grow.
At Hill Country Bakery, we feel it's important to give back to the community. That's why we are big supporters of the Achiever School for Children with Special Needs. Every year we contribute to the MS Bike to the Beach, and we are constantly looking for ways to be at the forefront of environmental safety.
We recycle all of our corrugated so that we don't landfill it. We're taking a look now at a program where we can use less corrugated and go to plastic, which is a lot more easily recyclable. And then a little longer term, we'd like to get into recycling of plastic.
We never forget how we do our business. That means we are always thinking about our client partners, a philosophy that we've kept from the very beginning.
Well, the metal detector is an interesting story. Early on, when David and I first started, we had about $20,000, and we had to make a decision. Do we want to spend $20,000 promoting ourselves, or do we want to spend $20,000 buying a metal detector, which would bring up our food safety program? And we spent the $20,000 buying the metal detector, which would enhance our food safety program.
At Hill Country Bakery, our commitment to you is very clear.
Well, when a client partner buys a product from Hill Country Bakery, what they're really buying is quality, food safety, service, and product uniqueness. That's really what they're getting for their money.
The goal of Hill Country Bakery's talented and experienced people is to continually deliver innovative, creative, and quality products with the highest standards of food safety.